Okay. Hi, everybody. My name's mm2nescartridge. I'm gonna be doing a run of Super Metroid True Completion today for SNES Super Stars. Um, yeah, pretty cool category. So, with me is my good friend Eden8 to join me on commentary. How are you doing, Eden?
I'm doing very good. So we're in for a really good category. True completion is actually so underrated, but we can talk a little bit more when
Yeah.
once MN2 starts the run.
Yep. So yeah, without further ado, three, two, one, go. So yeah, this is True Completion. It is one of the longest full game categories of Super Metroid that doesn't do really dumb esoteric stuff like low percents that will not be named. But we start right now with a Easter egg boss fight that pretty much no other category does. I think the other category that does this is damageless. But that's killing Series Ridley. So usually in Super Metroid speedruns, you just take 5 hits from his tail, get below 29 health, and end the fight there. But alternatively, you can shoot him 100 times to make him go away, which is around about 25 seconds slower, if you do it well, compared to the just auto walk, cutscene fight, whatever. But this is an Easter egg, it's part of one of the requirements.
Yeah, Series Ridley is a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
But like you said, you don't really get to see runners doing this a lot. So a bit of a change of pace.
For sure. Really just
Right.
ends up being how rhythmically can you press shot because of the 15 frame cooldown on shots. So you just press shot a bunch, shoot him 100 times, move on with your life.
MN2 not forgetting to get the map tile. We're off to a very good start.
Yeah, so another one of the requirements for true completion is to get all of the map tiles, all 1,244 of them. One of those is the Ridley Room tile, which we were just in, but because of how the game tries to reduce lag during boss fights by turning off the minimap, one of the quirks of the Ridley Room specifically is that you have to go back in there to get the map tile. So, of course, we just go right back in there after the fight.
Yeah. There's also lots of other misc things that we're going to be doing throughout this run. So basically, what true completion entails is, like Commentary also said, we're gonna get all the items, we're gonna get all the map tiles, we're gonna have to open every single door, we're gonna have to activate all the map stations, and in Torium we're gonna have to kill all the Zebs, so usually you see Zeb skip. We will not be doing Zeb skip. And most importantly, we are going to save the animals, which is fantastic because I love saving the animals.
Yep. Yeah, saving the animals is one of the requirements, so is all the map tiles. We don't really do all that much at the beginning of the run because we have to come back here because this is a Metroidvania and backtracking is very intended. So, right out the gate, we're also going to see a moonfall. For those who don't know, you just moonwalk with angle held and do a jump at the right time and uncapture fall speed. So, yeah. And yeah, thanks, Duck. Now you can see the requirements of true completion. And also Luca from Chrono Trigger in the background. Just because.
I love Chrono Trigger.
You haven't played Chrono Trigger, Eden.
I know.
You should play it. Also Purple Morph, let's
No.
go. Well, that's your problem. You really need to fix it.
Absolutely. Alright.
Yeah, anyways.
So basically, the start of this run isn't gonna look too different from regular, any percent, except with a few slight changes, like we're going to obviously get the reserve tank in Brinstar. But apart from that, there's not really much deviation. Like the deviation kind of comes in later on you know, when we have to do all that backtracking and kind of do some clear up.
Yep. It's just too slow to do a lot of stuff right now, and we have a lot of other stuff to do later. One of those things is opening the right door of this room. We could do that now, but it's faster to do it later with power bombs. For a variety of reasons. But we just have to go through the early game and get a bunch of items in order to be able to actually start clearing out regions. But these couple of rooms are pretty technical, a lot of inputs really fast. Because going up is hard in Super Metroid. Fun fact.
Yeah, the one cool thing about Super Metroid, if you're not someone who watches the speedruns or knows a lot about the movement, but like all the cool movement you just saw MM2 do climbing up Retro Bryn, I cannot do because it requires a lot of ledge grabs and down grabs, and I'm terrible at those. But there's some really neat quirks to Samus's movement.
Yeah, there's a lot of intricacies to Samus's movement. You just have a lot of control over both her hitbox and her momentum. Speaking of her hitbox, when you're changing Samus's arm cannon position, known as an arm pump, she moves 1 pixel forward because of bad math, I think. But you can basically do whatever you want with Samus. Whether that be like doing one thing into another and then manipulating her hitbox to do a ledge grab to snap onto a ledge, or to do a down grab, which is to manipulate her hitbox to be over a ledge when she would normally... this isn't how this category goes. I don't need to mess with pirates. Yeah.
See, because I kind of said, oh, it's pretty similar to just regular any percent, MM2 just thought, oh yeah, I need to kill the pirates here. But we do not need to kill the pirates.
Yeah, so the reason you would kill the pirates in some categories is because you want to preserve your health for other things in the category. In True Completion, since we're getting all the items, we have no shortage of health, really at any point in the category, except for like wreck ship, I guess.
Yeah, like True Completion kind of has the same sort of issues as 100%, where like, especially if you do late proc, like the amount of E-tanks you have for wreck ship is pretty not great. So yeah, you have to be pretty careful there, especially in a spiky room of death.
Yep, there's a bunch of different stuff. Actually, I was in RBO mode because that's the last category I played yesterday, which was also for SNES Super Stars, because I raced that with Farflu. And that, in my route, I mess with the pirates. But in this, you can just tank them. We're getting all the items over here, and then we're just gonna blaze through the rest of Brinstar, because we don't really need anything else other than the charge beam until pretty much the end of the run.
Yeah, there's a lot of items in Brinstar that we could kind of get now, but we don't want to fight Spo, so it's just like way better to come back, you know, once we got the speed booster and like power bombs, so we can like, you know, get waterway and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you want speed booster for. Actually, this room is even a bigger hurdle than waterway. This room, there's a pit here at the bottom of the room that we'll come back to. It has the Decora in it. The Decora teaches you how to shine spark in your casual playthrough. But in this category, it's a bunch of map tiles that we need. And you really do need speed booster or some way to break speed blocks in order to get down there. So it's almost a requirement that we have to come back here with speed booster, or lose a lot of time setting something up to not have speed booster. But since we're getting speed anyway, we just have to
now I kind of want to see a version of this category where you don't have speed, like there's some kind of low percent and you have to do some really tricky stuff to get down there.
Yeah, I mean, that would just be dashless. Dashless is actually a sick
Yeah.
category. I remember when, like, MGA was running dashless hundo for a bit. It was sick. Those were the days.
MGA needs to come back and run dashless, to be honest.
MGA needs to come back to us. So
He kind of got left behind, to be honest.
No disrespect, though. So, due to super routing, I'm going to super this left door, but I'm going to take the map tile later because I want the refill.
So
MGA would call me a
taking slope as refill.
MGA would call me a coward for it. It's actually faster to get the map tile now and not take the refill, but I don't like it, so I get the refill, and MGA can deal with my 5 seconds of time loss. But yeah, so the way this category works is we start off doing the early game, and then we're going to go into Kraid, get the Varia suit, and then do Upper Warfare and get pretty much everything except for the Ice Beam, because we don't need it until like the back half of the run.
Yeah, because of the route that we're doing, we get late ice, because MM2 is hopefully going to utilize some X Factors, especially on Cantoon and Botwoon and Draydon. So that's why we kind of leave ice till later. It just saves a bunch of menuing. Ice is only useful early on if you're terrible at Red Tower, like me. So, yeah.
Yeah, real quick, in that room there with the key hunters, I missed there's a missile on the right wall. I didn't get it because it requires power bombs. There's also a save room behind the missile, which I'll be getting in the second revisit, which will be in approximately like 35 minutes, I think. I don't know time.
But you're gonna get the missile refill after Kraid, right?
Yep.
That was like ice makes its way harder.
So it actually doesn't. It makes a couple rooms a bit trickier. 147 Varia, not too bad. But the reason you want late ice is you want to have less beams so you can do X Factors on a couple bosses in Wreckship and Meridia. You also want ice off and cleanup. So that you can just one-shot the easy enemies rather than having two-shot them, because the first shot will freeze them. You do actually, you do want extra damage for bosses in Lower Warfare with ice, which is why we get it before then. But not having ice doesn't really impact much outside of Red Tower, and there are ways around that.
Yeah, just to add on to like the Lower Warfare thing, some people actually kind of mess around with ice, so you might see top runners like turning off ice for Ridley, like especially in PRKD, they might use X Factors. But yeah, that's pretty tricky, and it's also kind of hard to save time with.
Yeah, in this category we can't even consider getting doing X Factors on Ridley because we have full beam, and it just obliterates the DPS of X Factors. Yeah,
like in this category we're gonna have all the beams by Ridley, so there's not really much point.
Yeah, once you have plasma and especially screw attack, you can just plow through everything in your way. This category is it's like Hundo in that you can just run through everything like a freight train in late game, except even more so because we get to do another lap through Brinstar with plasma and screw attack and all that stuff. And yeah, this is just some regular movement through Upper Warfare. We're going to get the high jump boots and then go over to Bubble Mountain and get the speed booster and wave beam. And then we'll be leaving a couple things for later. But we'll basically getting everything along the way. And then we'll get, we'll kill Crocomire, and we will get power bombs and grapple beam from him, and then get the heck out of Warfare. So,
That's why
Yeah.
you were practicing X-ray, because you get X-ray early.
Yeah. So the reason we don't do Norfair in a single trip is because of this one room in Lower Norfair, which requires space jump to get through. Basically, that we have to have space jump. We absolutely require it to get those map tiles at the bottom of the Acid Chozo room in Lower Norfair before Golden Terrazzo. And we also want all the movement and the safeties and all that stuff for Lower Norfair and Ridley and GT. GT fight is actually really slow without plasma. It's surprising.
I mean, I can imagine that without Plasma GT is just a pain, because you
Yep.
see it in you see it in other categories, so it's like, yeah. Or like in Randomizer, like the odd times that you might see someone fight GT, it can just take forever.
Yep. So getting that save room, that's one of the first instances of the classic Mappo go into the room for the map tile and then leave. Here's another couple of map tiles that we're going to be getting. These are the speed tiles. You have to drop it into these two pits specifically. This one and this one. That gets you the rest of the map tiles.
I always forget about those ones.
Yeah. I've played this stuff enough that I've forgotten everything at least once. Usually more than once.
Yeah, I remember the last time I ran Mappo, I got 1241, and it was because of like a tile in Ret Ship, like, you know, the sky missiles.
Yep.
And I just did not get one of those tiles.
Well, 1241, you're missing 3 tiles. The Forever Mystery.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't remember if it was 1232 or 1244. I'm so washed at this game, honestly.
I just have all the esoteric knowledge at this point. So now with the speed booster, we're gonna get the wave beam here, and then we're gonna run through some lava. We'll be going through the intended way to get to the right side of Bubble Mountain in reverse, because we have to do it at some point, and it's a like relatively efficient time to do it since we're going to Crocomire anyway. And yeah, then after that we're gonna direct ship and actually start full clearing all the areas we're doing. Drop that deboost.
Oh, and you have to leave through the bottom door.
Yep.
Oh, this is literally like...
This room is
Oh,
deceptively very difficult. And I messed up.
Yeah, I always die here in Mappo.
Oh, this is a disaster. This is a travesty.
And who's actually gonna die?
This is fine.
Live in the marathon run.
This is completely fine. I've done way
that's
worse.
why you've got the reserve tank, right?
Of course. No, it's actually really hard to die in that lava run.
Oh, so you're saying that I'm bad for dying there before?
Yes. So now we're gonna farm here. This, we can then use this momentum from this room to get up this room real fast.
Oh, that's it.
That's a strat discovered by Professor School for Mappo. Shouts to Prof.
Shout outs to Professor School, you're the best.
I need this farm. You're supposed to fall down and get a farm here because you want as many supers as possible going into Crocomire, but then I just didn't do the strat. So yeah, coming up is going to be Crocomire, and yeah, pretty annoying boss. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question though. How come you can't just come to prep player run? How come you do him separately?
Shock Tool. Shock Tool absolutely requires grapple because, so for those who don't know, in 100% items, the top route is Late Crocomire, which does Crocomire with Plasma Beam, which is a one-shot fight because of reasons. And then does this region later, gets ice early, and does an ice clip to get to Shack Tool and Meridia, which usually requires the grapple beam behind Crocomire. In Mappo, when we need all the map tiles, we can't do that, because the way the grapple room works before Shack Tool is, basically there's two copies of the room. There's the main copy of the room that you go up to get to Shack Tool, and then there's a copy of the room that you go down after Shack Tool. That east copy of the room doesn't have the rest of the room. It just does not exist. So we couldn't ice clip it and go up from there because the rest of the room just is not there. You can't get the map tiles, it's not there. We would have to basically X-ray climb from the left side of the room and get all the map tiles there.
Which is very slow.
Which is very slow, and it's just faster to take the time off and do this. And yeah, I play on keyboard. This is just how my life is.
Yeah, I think the good news is MN2 won't be complaining of carpal tunnel in in 5 years' time.
Huh. Yeah, I'll call it out on like 40 minutes or whatever. Really 20 minutes when we get there. Also, I need a super here for a gate coming up. So I had to farm one. So this is one of the first map tile rooms where we have to jump around and get all the map tiles. So it's a little bit awkward, but with enough practice, the movement becomes mostly natural.
Yeah, this jump actually looks harder than it is.
Yeah, you just have to check for the top left tile, and then you have to check for the bottom left tile here, but we're good.
I've also died in this room before, I think.
Yeah. If you don't know what you're doing, you can just like fall into acid and panic, and then you're sad, and it's a sad day. Okay. So this is normally we would just go back the way we came in 100%, but we need to go through these rooms to get all the map tiles. Oh, nice. 4 supers. Huge.
Yeah, I think basically any question that you have about this category can just be answered with, oh, because we need the tiles.
Yeah, I mean, that is why we're going through 80% of the rooms we're going through.
Yeah.
Just because we need the tiles.
Like, we're gonna see Forgotten Highway in this run. I just remembered that. That's crazy.
We will. Yeah.
I love Forgotten Highway.
Yep, we're almost done with Norfair. And then we go up Red Tower and go to Wreck Ship. Worth noting, we are gonna get X-ray on this trip up Red Tower, because we don't come back to Red Tower ever in the run. So we have to get it now, but it's worth it. Even though it's a little bit slower.
Yeah, but when do you do Retro Bryn then?
We don't
Green cleanup?
We don't do Green Bryn cleanup after Wreck Ship, you know? Because we're going out Forgotten Highway after Wreck Ship.
Right.
So it's not like it's not like Hundo
yeah.
where you stick Retro Bryn on the end. You go up Meridian, then you do a massive Bryn loop at the end.
Right, yeah, okay. I think I remember. I
bummer.
think that's probably the biggest difference between 100% and this, like, kind of Mappo categories,
Yep, so here's our first map station. We're gonna do this pause trick so that I can get closer to the door and also unequip my beams.
Yeah, because we do not want the Spazer beam, as previously mentioned.
Yeah, so a thing about map stations is after you get that map, the map data acquired text box, it then tries to pull up the map, which is basically just, it pauses the game. So if we want to unequip a beam, we can pause before we connect to the map station, and then because of how the game works, once we unpause, we get detached from the map station, we can move around. But it's still counting down time until it shows the text box. And then we can, if we leave the room before the game finishes pausing, then it doesn't pause at all, and we can get a free menu and save a little time. It's not worth to do it because of how long pausing takes if you're not getting paused already, like with a map station, or if you don't already want to do a menu for some reason. But we'll see that a couple more times in this run.
I have a question. If you take the map refill now, how much faster / slower would it be if you like use that room to do a stutter and then shine spark up?
You mean Slaughter's refill?
Yeah, like if you just shine sparked up the
pretty slow.
you just walled them.
It's pretty slow to spark up the bottom of Red Tower. It doesn't actually save that much time.
But we do it for the memes, right?
No, we do it because we don't have high jump in Free the Decora.
No. Oh yeah, Free the Decora, that's another great category that we all know and love.
Yeah. Shout out to Prof again for coming up with Free the Decora.
I think the best category extension clearly must be Chaptool, except not killing Chaptool, just seeing Chaptool and saying hi, smile.
Nope, okay. Who had Red Tower Shambles, now I'm having Red Tower Shambles. It's so over.
It's because I'm here. My badness at Red Tower is ripping on up to you.
Ha! No, I'm blaming the marathon.
Oh yeah, it's always the marathon curse.
Yep. So that power bomb there was our first door open. We have to open a couple doors that we don't go through because one of the requirements is that we open all non-blue doors because they set a permanent flag when they're opened, and that's part of true completion, as decided by those who know best. So that's one of them. We won't go through the door that direction, but we have to open it for the purposes of the run. There's another one that's coming up in like a minute. Here's another. We just need the save room for the tile.
I don't know, M2, maybe you should also save there just in case Fantoon's mean.
Who would ever die to Fantoon?
Not me, I've definitely never died to Fantoon twice in a race.
Sadly, Fantoon requires series experience, and that is rare.
Yeah, I guess you have one extra E10k though, because of the prop.
Yeah, we have the reserve tank. I don't think it's full, but it's probably at 50 or something.
We should be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine. So yeah, coming up, we have to get across the moat. There's a bunch of ways to do it, but grappling is the best. We also need the 2 tiles at the bottom, so we're going to take an intentional fall on the left side. There is a strategy where you get a spike suit in the beta power bombs room, and then you use that to basically jump over the missile, get the missile, and then you fall into the right side and then spark out onto the top right platform, which is incredibly stupid, saves a bunch of time, but not really super viable unless you're just insane at the game.
Yeah, and if you're wondering why MM2 just sparks across the ocean, it's because he's gonna get gravity, and he's basically just gonna come back and get all those tiles once he has better movement underwater, because otherwise it's just gonna be really slow and terrible.
Yeah, collecting the bottom tiles in the ocean would just be a massive slog without the gravity suit, and we're gonna be in there with gravity anyway, so we just do that cleanup later. But now we've got the spooky missiles. I'm going to get the save room at the very end of Wreck Ship. Great. Nice job, me. Because, but I'm gonna get the save room later, so that I can take a save before Spiky Room of Death, because there is a non-zero chance I die there. If my strat goes wrong, or if I don't have enough health.
Couldn't you just do Spiky Room of Death after you got gravity?
I am doing it after I get gravity.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm doing that into Forgotten Highway.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like that makes the most sense.
So yeah, Fantine is one of the most RNG bosses in this run. He's got 3 patterns, fast, mid, and slow. I just got a slow. And I'm hoping that I get a fast, because it saves a bunch of time, but I'm not going to get a fast on this pattern because of how the RNG is distributed. Oh, we get the rear right slow too. Alright, well, this will be a double slow. Oh well. Okay, so...
Yeah, doesn't a slow lose like 30 seconds or something?
Mid is... I think it's 6 seconds. It's either 5 or 6 seconds between mid and fast, and slow and mid, respectively. So, basically I lost like 20 seconds compared to a fast.
Yeah,
which is why Fantine sucks.
Funny.
There's another theoretical time save where you turn on Spazer here and then use it to do Robot Flush at bowling in a minute, but I don't do that because I'm bad at this game.
Well, you finally admit it, huh?
I mean, I do hold the world record in this category, so, I mean...
there it is. There's the showing off.
Yeah, so we got a bunch of stuff to collect in Wreck Ship. First, these 2 super packs. They're also the best items in Wreck Ship, aside from Gravity Suit, of course.
Yeah, the supers here are actually really nice, because for a while, because I couldn't do Zep Skip because I was bad, I would grab that super pack just so I have like a bit more ammo.
Yeah, right super pack is like almost worth it in any percent because of how much time super save on Ridley and other stuff throughout the run. But it ends up not being worth it, I think.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I believe like 10-15 or maybe like has been like theorized in the past.
Yeah, it's like 10-15 and you skip Spazer and get right supers or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So here's another room where I need to open a door. That door in the bottom. We have to open all 3 doors once we've killed all the enemies. And then we can move on with life. Because that door's a gray door.
Yeah.
We gotta open
this
all those.
robot room can be really sleeper.
Yeah,
I don't know the cool stuff.
Yeah, clipping through those robots is annoying. We have to do it again on the way out. Well, now if they're just gonna be nice.
At least something's done right. Oh, MM2, come on.
Okay. That was a room. Not gonna talk about that. Anyways, next is the second strat in the run. It's called Baby Shampoo
this
because
room
of
is really important to get right.
Yeah, it saves like 10 seconds if you have a good backup. That was a late jump. So it's so it's a 3-frame jump, and then you just jump across the entire top of this room. But this backup is not going well.
It's also got one of the best names because it's called Baby Shampoo. Because when you get the strat, there's no tears.
Yeah, it's some deep lore in the Super Metroid community. Yeah, the joke is the backup is to cry if you miss the strat. That's a real...
You need that item.
I do, in fact, need this item. That is required in the speedrun.
I don't know about you, chat, but I'm actually having a really good time watching this because it's kind of funny.
Okay. See if I can't get a little more health.
Why do you need health, MMG? You have the grapple beam.
Because I'm about to use 100 energy to spark across bowling. Actually, I'm not. Because I'm bad.
Honestly, bowling spark is so stupid.
It only saves like a second versus a really
it does.
optimal no bowling spark. And also robot flush exists. Robot flush is when you do a series of shots through the floor to hit the robots into the holes at the bottom of this room, and they move while you're in the cutscene. So it saves infinite time.
Yeah, to be fair, you did kind of need the energy, you know, to get the item here as well.
Yeah, and then I need some more energy for Spike Room of Death.
Yeah.
So.
That's why this part of the run is kind of tricky, is because you really need to keep an eye on your health.
Yeah. But thankfully, Slitter's refill makes that really easy. Shout out to Sliders. But we spark up through there to get that reserve tank, which is why we do Norfair before Wreck Ship, as we need speed booster for that item. That reserve tank. And now we're gonna go over.
There's a gravity suit, baby.
Yep, that's the gravity suit. Not gonna talk about that.
Is this even randomized?
No, it's not. In fact, this is a vanilla game. As evidenced by the 3-digit rupee counter, this is a vanilla game. But okay, so now we got the gravity suit, so we're gonna clean up West Ocean and get this item at the bottom of West Ocean. And then just get the rest of the map tiles and go on to Forgotten Highway. Since the next thing we're doing is Meridia, we just need a way to get there and a way out of Wreck Ship, and we have to do Forgotten Highway at some point.
Yeah, Forgotten Highway is forgotten for very good reasons.
Yeah,
because of
it's
how
slow.
slow it is.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm going to go into the save room because I haven't gone here yet, and I'm also going to take a save because Spike Room is scary.
Because you're a baby.
Because if I die, I don't want to do the first 40 minutes of the run over again.
It's very sensible, taking a save in the marathon.
Yeah. It's okay though, the strat is unmissable.
Yeah, that's kind of why it was scary, but taking those spike hits. But because we've actually got Varia suit, our damage reduction is...
That's how Rando works. That's not how Vanilla works. Vanilla, gravity just does everything all by itself.
Oh,
is
yeah.
literally redundant. Except for,
Alright,
like,
because
Rainbow.
we have the gravity suit.
Yeah. Because we have the gravity suit, we're only taking 65 damage from that, and we can keep our momentum through water. So, we just plow through that room.
Yeah, maybe next marathon run when you do a 98% suitless, maybe we can be slightly more scared.
Yeah, I mean, in max suitless, I'm not scared either, because I have, like, 13 tanks.
Oh, really? Do you do Wreck Ship Blast then?
Yeah, we do Wreck Ship Blast in max suitless. Well, I do. Kaizenton does everything. It is another cool category that I also have the record in, because I'm the only.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm the only degenerate stupid enough to optimize it.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, so this is Forgotten Highway. It's a bunch of rooms you don't see ever, because they're all dumb and stupid.
Very true. Just like someone I can name right now.
You know what? Shut up. I don't want to hear it. Why did I invite you on comms? You're just gonna bully me relentlessly.
Cause you knew we'd have fun. That's why.
Well, you're right.
I love being right.
Anyways, here's Thread the Needle room. That is what this room is called. They all have names. Some names are better than others. Like Butterfly.
I think my favorite room name.
Butterfly room is that room. I never liked it, but it's also a unique room. Well, it's a unique name, but it's not a unique name for a unique room.
I think my favorite room name is the Shektool room, because it's got Shektool in it.
Nice. That's a pretty tight short charge. I do a stellar 4 through the door, but getting it saves like 15 seconds. Missing that mock ball loses like 3. So really, I should just reset.
No, this is the reset point here. Getting the
Huge. Huge. Okay, never worried.
That was terrifying.
I need this map tile. Yeah. So yeah, missing that gate glitch isn't actually the end of the world. It's just the end of a run. You just have to go around and lose 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Precious Room is actually named because ED typoed previous room in Twitch chat in 2015, and then it stuck because that room didn't have a good name before then, except for like pre-Dragon room.
I thought it was called Precious Room because it's a precious item.
It's so precious.
It's just a missile.
Yeah. Most important item in the run.
True. I think all the items are important because we literally need all of them.
We need everything in this run.
Yeah.
That's a cool little momentum jump.
Oh, this super pack's actually clutch here.
Yeah.
0.
Yeah, I get 2 super packs before the next boss. So it's actually really nice how it works out that even if you have 0 supers, you can still be tolerably okay before Baltoon. That was too low of a spark, so I got bumped up to the higher ledge and had to do the Morph on Morph. But we got most of the tiles in Mount Everest there. We still have a bunch left in Main Street and the top left of Mount Everest to get later, but we're going to do that after Lower Norfair on the way to Brinstar cleanup. And the reason for that is we have to get to Brinstar somehow, and the quickest way to do that is to do a Meridia revisit. The alternative is to do Zoast route and go through New Bridge and do X-Ray then. But as it turns out, it's slower to do that, which is why Zoast doesn't have record.
Poor Zoast, man.
Hey, I was 3rd place to Zoast 2nd for like literally 3 years, and
That's crazy.
then I PB'd by a minute and a half.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think this run will PB.
Yeah, unfortunately, this run was a minute behind at Gravity, I think. Might have been more than a minute behind. Probably is more than a minute behind.
But we're not watching for a PB run, we're watching for a good time.
True. But yeah, we need all those tiles at top right of beach that you never see outside of Mappo, because it's literally useless. Now we get to go to Aqueduct and do more fun things. We're going to need at least 6. Yep. Boss run, we usually do an X Factor and 6 supers. Hopefully I don't miss any, because super count is very important in this run for a lot of reasons. Huge. Okay. That left door is another gray door that we have to open. It is required. So, that bomb strat is the best way to open it, because you can use a visual cue of the wall breaking. That's not how you do that. Those first blocks are speed blocks. You're supposed to just spark there. Yeah, she's supposed to just spark through there, but I was not using my brain.
Yeah, and if you're bad at that room like me, I wait until I have Spring Ball.
Yeah, it is actually okay to just do that room later, after Plasma and stuff, and then you'll have Spring Ball for it.
It's also one of those rooms that you, like, literally never see.
Yep. You get to see the ohms. Shouts to Krokomeyer. Also, that was a pretty good end of Coliseum with the grapple jump. I'm gonna take another save before Dragon, because chain damage is a thing in Super Metroid. Chain damage is when you mess up your Dragon kill and you're in the middle of her hitbox, when sparking when she dies, and you get a blue suit, so you have no iframes, and then you get damaged very quickly at the end of the fight and basically implode. It's basically an instant death if it happens.
Is that faster than just doing the grapple kill then?
Oh yeah. Grapple kill is slow. It's a good backup to have, but it's slow. Yeah, so here's Dragon. We're gonna start with an X Factor and a Spark. Ideally, she has 2550 health left out of her initial 6,000. So she's like at 400-ish. Okay, she's at way more than 400 because that spark was bad. But she's dead now.
Yeah, Dragon, for some reason, like, I guess you're not technically meant to spark into her, but, like, the way that she takes damage from Shine Sparks is, like, kind of weird, because, like, depending on where her body that, like, you actually hit, like, she can take more or less damage, and it's like,
yeah,
like I said, it's just a weird quirk of her, like, boss.
The way it works is Dragon has 4 hitboxes. You can only hit up to 2 of them at once in a very specific spot. So ideally you're trying to spark in that spot, like, right around her neck, but it's a pretty tight window. Nice Womple.
Did you get a Precious Missile?
Yeah, I did. I got that before the fight. But yeah, it's just a tight window to hit. So I'm delaying this E-Tank even more. There's 2 sand halls above Bossman E-Tank. Ideally you fall through the right one on the first go through, and then you're gonna get the E-Tank and then fall through the left one on the second go around. We have to get that map tile on its own trip, but then we can just go down the sand pits. Meridia sucks to route in completionist categories because you have to route around the 2 sand pits. So you essentially have to make 2 separate loops for them. Because there's 2 items in each sand pit. But we've also got Spring Ball and Plasma, and the whole Cack Alley, whatever that was. Stuff, things, Super Metroid talk.
Great commentary, mm2.
Thanks, Eden. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, so now we're at Pants' room. This is the room that requires grapple. You have to grapple this block, or use some other way around to get to here. Sometimes you will ice clip through that side in other categories, but as I said before, you can't get the other map tiles in this room with an ice clip because they don't exist in that version of the room.
Yeah, and if mm2 kills Sheptul, I'm leaving.
Well, I've got bad news for you.
What do you mean? You can't kill Sheptul whilst I'm here. That's mean.
We'll see about that.
Also, we're coming up to the best item ever, which is Spring Ball.
True.
We all love Spring Ball, right, chat?
Yeah. Real quick, there was a manipulation there to shoot the snail through the wall with the wave beam, and then manipulate it to run fast through the sandblocks, because those are enemy blocks. Any enemy can break them. Which includes the snails, not just Shagtool, so you can just get the snail to aggro at you and then run through them. Yeah, Shagtool lives.
Could you imagine that the developers of the game actually like put in a flag for Shagtool to be dead? That'd be so messed up. Now we're on our way to the plasma beam. The best beam in the run.
Yep. So there's a strat here called Bunny Bomb, named so because it was discovered by Polar Bear Bunny. Shout out to PBB. You use the power bomb there to blow up the pirate on the left, and then you go over to the right side and just climb out. It's the fastest way to do this room while getting the top right tile. Though that was not a good execution of it.
You know, I was gonna say something like that, but I thought I've already bullied you enough.
Wow. It's okay, you still have another like 40 minutes to bully me.
True. Yeah, so now mm2's gonna do something called Reverse Kakali, which is a great room that you don't get to see a lot in reverse.
Yeah, you get to see it in, like this in Hundo. This isn't that weird. I don't know. Here's another door I have to remember to open. Almost forgot that one. Would have been bad.
We finally get the E-Tank.
Yep. Because we want this E-Tank as close to Lower Norfair as possible, just to have more health for it. Since health after Dragon isn't really a concern.
Yeah, we're gonna be a bit OP in Lower Norfair, since we're gonna have all these E-Tanks, and Screw Attack, and Plasma, so...
Yeah, Lower Norfair is just, like, running through it with a truck. Now I get these two items. we've got 11 supers now. We really just want as many supers as possible. I mentioned worrying about super count now, but this is the part of the run where you just want to build up your super count as much as possible, because you need a buttload of supers for the Brinstar cleanup, and then you need another buttload of supers for Metroid rooms plus Mother Rain 1 plus Sabatites at the end of the run. And then after that, your super count, whatever's left, gets deleted by Rainbow Beam. So, in general, you just want to minimize the excessive supers that you would be using, mostly on Ridley. And also get lucky drops from GT and the Metal Pirates and Ridley.
Yeah, and the thing with Ridley is, when you have a full beam combo, like there's a bit of debate on whether or not you should use supers or not. I think in a category like this, you probably just want to use the full beam combo. But I actually prefer using supers on Ridley when he's like doing the pogo like animation, just because like I'm not very confident with like holding. Well, it's not an issue for you because you play on keyboard, but like holding both angles plus having to charge up the shots. It's just a lot, like, and then you have to focus on like moving Samus around. It's just a lot to do with your hands, so I just get the supers out and just mash, basically.
Yeah. A lot of the time I won't use supers in this category because I don't have the supers to spare. There's another strat here right now that uses 3 supers to get through here, but we really don't have that many supers to spare, so I'm not going to use them all on that. It's not worth it. But this is the Kraid revisit for that missile I mentioned a million years ago. We need this and
the save room.
Yep. Yeah, save room too. But if we could, we would have just gotten the save room the first trip and did no revisit. But we are required to do a revisit because of that missile. Yeah, I've played this game before. Totally. This is my casual playthrough, guys.
Alright. Now we're going to get the ice beam, and we're going to take a slightly different route to like Lower Norther than we kind of were earlier with like going through Cathedral, because there's actually like a speedway that we need to use in order to get the map tiles, etc, etc. And also it's just faster to come this way after getting ice, so...
In any percent KBDR, after you get ice, there's 2 different ways you can go. One is through the Frog Speedway, one is through the Croc Speedway, called Northern and Southern Route, respectively. But we go Southern Route because this is the best time to do Southern Route, and then we do the rest of Northern Route that we haven't already done on the Escape from Norfair.
Yeah, if I remember, it's slightly faster to do Southern Route if you use Moonfall.
Yes, there's a Moonfall in this room that saves time, that makes Southern Route a bit faster.
Yeah, but
it's like on the order of a second.
Yeah, but if you can do Ice Escape and also not use Moonfall, then you would use Northern Route. Because that's what Slotus 27 does, and we love Slotus 27.
True. I also do Northern Route some of the time. I don't know, when I run KPDR, which is pretty rare nowadays.
And KPDR is the best category.
It's fun for sure, but this counts as KPDR because this is KPDR boss order.
True.
So if you go over there and get that map tile at the start of the room, which is pretty annoying because it messes with a lot of setups to enter this room with a damage boost. but now that we're done with that, we can just blaze through the rest of the room. Ideally, you do a damage boost off the flame, but I missed it.
And now we're in Love and Warfare. Wait, M2, where are you going?
Well, Eden... So the way this goes is Mickey Mouse Room has two parts to it. It has the bottom half and the top half. Ideally, they stay separate and you don't fall down. So we do the bottom half now. And we just go out, open that door, and then we do the top half later after killing Golden Chorizo.
Yeah, I actually agree with Eri in chat. Make RBO true completion a thing.
Nice. That's actually a pretty tricky strat to get that blue fireball. Yeah, Kaizenton currently has the suitless true completion world record, which is kind of close. Just true completion, but you don't get the suits. But I haven't done a run of that yet. I'll do it one day. Huge.
Yeah.
We didn't fall.
Don't miss the item. Don't miss the item. Don't miss the item.
Yeah, if you fall through these crumble blocks without getting the missile, it's just a minute time loss.
I love that. And here we are. This is Golden Chorizo. But he's not really much of a match for our plasma beam, and also we can sort of just stand on like his foot and not get damaged at all. It's like
yeah, standing on his foot freezes his AI. He just stands in place.
Well, there's AI in this game, huh? Anyway.
AI your mom.
Okay, that's a cult one.
Okay, so we got the GT Supers. We got the screw attack. Now we are truly at the height of our power. We can just do whatever we want, whenever we want. So we're just gonna run through Lower Warfare. And yeah. At this point, the movement is like fairly complex, just because we have so many options available to us, but it's still based on the same fundamentals of just wall jumping, ledge grabbing, not doing that, stuff like that, I don't know.
I actually really like Love and Warfare in basically any category. I still feel like, even though when you're like maxed out like this, it still like presents a little.
Oh yeah, coming up, this is one of the hardest rooms to run.
In terms of just maneuvering.
Oh my god, this game is so stupid. That is a sub-pixel perfect diagonal tile miss. I love Super Metroid. Okay, this is a disaster.
I love Super Metroid more.
Thanks, Eden. Anyways, that was a disaster, but it could have been way worse. Because getting all the map tiles in that room while you're on a time crunch with the acid rising is not fun. There's a save room there. We're gonna get it on the way back out, because we kill the key hunters on the way down to reduce the lag from the power bombs. But if we go into the save room, then we're gonna reset the key hunters to being alive. So we're just undoing our own work. So we get it on the way back out. He's washed. Okay, this room's hard, but I would never mess it up. He says messing it up. I didn't run far enough right before doing the second shot. but got okay
Yeah,
drops.
I could complexly explain why that room is awkward, but basically
Yeah.
you just need to stop on like specific subpixels of the tiles in order to trigger the pirates, so it's like a lot smoother and easier to hit them with like the double shots.
Yeah, each pirate has 3 tiles of activation room, and the momentums of your shot also play a role in how long they're going to stay in the pirates' hitboxes.
Shout out Slotus27 for teaching me that room.
Okay, that was
There you go.
kind of a mess.
Look how easy Ridley was.
Yeah, I missed the super, which is not great. Okay, now that we've got the E-Tank and we've seen the broken Metroid can, now we know where the baby Metroid is. So we're just gonna go straight to Turian and go save that baby Metroid. Right? Right, guys?
Yeah, with no revisits in between.
Yep, no revisits, nothing else. Nothing else needed in this game. Nothing else to do. Of course, that's not true. We have an entire Brinstar to clean up. We have a mini-boss we skipped earlier. We have a bunch of stuff to do. Getting that save room we skipped earlier. That counter pattern is awkward, but it happens every time, so you just have to know how to deal with it. Freeze that fire fleet so that we can damage boost onto it after the fanfare, or we can just miss it. That's cool too. Now we're gonna get this item, get the item in jail, and then get the heck out of Lower Norfair.
I can't believe you didn't even attempt the what's it called? Hotel Ruby Special or whatever.
Yeah. The one you do in Mappo is actually called the Slow to Ruby Special, because Sloters is bad at the Hood Ruby Special, apparently.
We just keep mentioning Sloters.
This is really Sloters' run. We should have Sloters put on the YouTube VOD of this whenever it gets uploaded.
Yeah, I think next time True Completion gets in at a marathon, Sloters needs to run it.
Sounds good. I'll bully her into it.
Nah, she's washed up. Washes 27.
True. One of the Sloters coming back for the 41. Man.
Man. Alright, after all that, we're back in Bubble Mountain. Let's go.
Yeah, back in Bubble Mountain. Now we get to do some more cleanup. For a surprise.
They should call you a janitor the way that you are cleaning this room.
Thanks, Eden. That might be the first nice thing you've said about my gameplay this whole run. So.
I don't think it was even that nice.
Oh yeah. But I mean, we're an hour and 9 minutes in, so honestly, do better.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, M2, that deboost was really sick. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, Eden.
You're welcome.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the last item in Norfair. Now we're gonna get a few more map tiles. Hopefully, if I get unstuck from the floor. And then we're gonna clean up Meridia and do Brinstar. The promised Brinstar revisit. One day it will happen.
Yeah, I know everyone in chat has been waiting for this moment ever since we mentioned it at the start of the run. But it's nearly there. It's almost happening.
Yep. Done with Norfair. North there. I think that might have been what I said. Since we didn't, yeah.
You didn't even break the tube.
I didn't, yeah. It's one of the things. Map own true completion is you don't break the tube until very late, because you just don't need to. I think I've opened this door earlier. Dang it.
I was gonna say good strength work, but never mind, you bonk.
Yeah. I was going for the really fast cycle, but now I'm going for the miss the short charge 5 times cycle. The way the fast cycle works is you beat that fish up there, which is actually really tight, and then you damage boost off the fish to get those 2 map tiles, and it saves a little time. And that's Meridia. Let's go. Got the foosball. That's a frame perfect trick. Yeah, you jump at the right time. Pretty much all there is to it.
That's it. That's the entire game.
That's the entire game. I'm skipping the burn cleanup. I don't need to do it now since I got foosball. This is not true. Gotta open this door now. Then we do landing site cleanup, which is fairly awkward. Well, it's not that bad, but it's like the rest of map completion movement, where it looks like you don't know what you're doing unless you know the run.
I think my favourite part of the bring cleanup is the Teletubby hoodie strip.
It's called Socks Master in this run because we have screw attack.
No, kind of ruined it for me then.
Got it. That's okay, I missed the short charge, so it's over.
It's so Jova.
Yeah, ideally you spark to the back of this room, but if you miss the short charge, it's no big deal. Now another thing you did not miss.
All you need to do is not fall.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it like a coward here. Get all the items.
It's actually easier than you think to just completely miss one of these missiles.
Yeah. Yeah, the unmissable edition is what I did. Just falling in the middle of the crumbles. that mock ball is actually pretty tight between the shot window and actually getting the mock ball at that speed.
So we're about to see a bunch of rooms that if you just play any percent or whatever, then you probably wouldn't have seen these rooms because who actually cares about them?
Yeah, here's a map station. We're gonna turn off Varia and Ice Beam here. Ice Beam will turn back on. Varia we will not. But the reason we turn off Ice is to kill things like that faster. And the reason we turn off Varia is for stand-up at the very end of the run.
So does it save more frames to turn off items at map stations then instead of like going down on an elevator?
Yeah, because going down on an elevator, you're not already menuing. Map stations, the game forces you to menu already, unless you menu at the map station. Also, there's secret tile. There's a tiling error in the vanilla game, where the bottom right tile of that room doesn't properly show as a map tile. So it's a permanently black tile, but we choose to allow it we choose to require it in map completion runs. So it's called secret tile because it's invisible. But yeah, now we can just go through here and meet the Edecoons. Hi, Edecoons. Bye, Edecoons. Have to get that map tile and then go back and get the item. Now another 6 strat. This is Decora Moonfall. Nice. It's a pretty tight Moonfall, as Moonfalls go. You have to take your blue into the hole, break the speed blocks, wall jump out, and then do your Moonfall before the speed blocks respawn. This one's for Prof. Is he gonna make it? Let's go. No, Eden! But yeah, now for everybody's favorite boss, Spore Spawn, after a few doors. We have to open the left gray door here, because we kill all the key hunters and open the door, and then we go into the Spore Spawn fight, and there's the green door at the bottom of this fight that we have to open. So, the optimal exit from that room is... Oh yeah, this exists. Spore Spawn Moonfall. It is the single most time-saving Moonfall in the game. But the optimal exit from the Spore Spawn room is you space jump and then release a charge shot while going up. And then your momentum carries you up through the gap that opens when Spore Spawn dies. so you win. And then if you mess it up, you can not kill Spore Spawn, fall down through the bottom door, and have to redo the entire fight, which is a great time that I have never done in my entire life. I assure you. I want to get this. Holy crap. There we go. I was gonna say that's the last application of Grapple on the Run, but it's not, because, Zeb Skip. Yeah. Yeah, that's the last application of Grapple on the Run. Yeah, for those who haven't played Super Metroid, those are the animals, and then at the end of the run we save them. Because they get trapped in the Bomb Teresa room. Spoilers. Sure, you didn't. Hedge. Okay, well, Discord is having a bad day, so I guess I'll just have to finish out the run myself. No! No more Eden. But we have 2 more doors to open, one of which is that door to the left, as we get into Metroid Star. Then, now that we have this item, we can just go through the rest of Metroid Star, go to the east. Get all this stuff. Get the Taco Tank. Can technically get this with nothing, but it's terrible. It's not a good time. We need power bombs to get up here, so that's why we wait. Get another moonfall. Power bomb here. And get the item as we wait for the power bomb. Coming up is a series of rooms that is kind of chained together. Starts here where we charge the spark. Take it up the elevator since spark frames don't deplete while you're going up elevators. And then, after that, what we do is we shoot this enemy at the top, lay the power bomb, and kill the pirates, and then we end up getting through all the pirates with our spark before the power bomb goes off to trigger the door. So the door gets opened by the power bomb after all the enemies are defeated, and we don't have to go back to the right, which is pretty a sick strat. Now Climb Supers is done. 18 Supers is a passable super count. Not fantastic, but pretty good. At least 16 at G4. Oh crap, I need to get this map station again because I left the room too early. So this is the forced pause that I've been talking about, which is why we get free pauses at map stations. It's because we have to pause one way or another. .230 still is the last item in the run, so it does still get to be called 230. Funnily enough. Now we're going back through Terminator. Missed the shot though, so I didn't get to get the epic mock ball through the door. Oh, I wanted that super. Dang it. It's fine. It's all fine. Watch the cutscene. Get through here. Flying a keycap off my keyboard. Gonna need that thing back on. Thanks, Solsky. I'll try my best. Yeah. Now we go through the elevator. We get to do Turian. Start with the Metroid rooms, which are really technical. Some of the highest inputs per second in the entire run because you have to constantly switch from beam to supers and back. But ideally, it just looks super clean. Like that, except for the part where I bunked the door. Nice. M3 Hondo is great. Hey, I have 230 missiles. Huge. Okay, I'm actually gonna missile these guys. Because I want the supers for Zebs. 5 supers. Okay, we're gaming. Now we have to meet the baby. Since we have so much energy, it's actually a really bad time loss if we miss baby skip here. But who would do that? I do not like this. This is not fun. This is not my best baby skip ever. Okay, free. Okay. Now that we're through that, we can just go through the rest of Turian and do the hardest thing in the run, which is remembering to kill the Zebsites. Unironically, it is the hardest thing to remember. because of how ingrained Zeb skip gets. Zoomer skip is for zoomers, and I am not a zoomer. At least in Super Metroid. Great. I forgot to kill the Zebs. We did it. Okay. Not gonna talk about that. Just about the gaming. Okay, at least I remember to kill the Zebs. Talking about killing the Zebs instead of actually killing the Zebs. Yeah, so here's Mother Brain 2. Mother Brain's got 3 phases. The first one's the brain in the jar. Second phase is the brain standing up. Invisible ketchup, let's go. Oh, you suck. That's like first frame catch-up too, I swear. Ideally, you only get 1 catch-up from Mother Brain, the red beam. Getting 2 is just a time loss because you have to wait for her attack cooldown. But now with Vare off, the rainbow beam will deal 6 tanks, and we can stand up, damage under 1 tank, and have the cutscene progress. We have to be in the air at certain points in order to not get locked to the ground. But then, after this we can... Nope. We cannot manipulate the cutscene because I messed it up. But ideally you do a manipulation to make Mother Brain sit down as fast as possible right now, which is going quite slowly. But now, since Mother Brain 3 has her health, we can just pelt her with shots during the cutscene and save a bunch of time. That damages time loss. Because the limiting factor is actually how long the baby takes to refill your health. Since we have all the E-tanks, Mother Brain's going to dry fire a couple times. If you tank all 4 onion rings there, then the game soft locks. But we're through it. We made it. Now we just have to do the escape and hope that I didn't miss anything. Because, fun fact, I'm running on a validation hack, which is a hack that has a function to check if we did all the things in the run. And if it does, it'll say valid under grapple and x-ray once I finish the run. But yeah, hopefully I did get everything. That'd be really silly if I didn't. Still got a few more map tiles to get, of course. The behemoth spark. Sparking up the climb. Now, should we save the animals? I think maybe we should. So yeah, saving the animals is the final requirement, and then we just have to get a few more map tiles on the landing site on the way out. I think this will be underestimate, hopefully. Okay, maybe not with lice. Oh, okay, well, Duck's gonna come to my house, I'm sure. Still have one more tile to get up at the top, because I sparked too far left. Okay, we did it. Did we do it? We did it. Let's go. Yeah, so that's true completion. Really fun category, just a comfy run for you. But yeah, the animals are that little asteroid you saw to the right of the planet. For the record, Solsky, the slam is me hitting my split button on my mouse. It feels really satisfying, which is why I keep it. But yeah, thanks to Duck for having me in. Thanks to Feasel and Duck for running SNES Super Stars. Thanks to Eden for joining me on comms on like 15-minute notice. Yeah, thanks to everybody for watching. I'm just gonna let the credits roll out and then, yeah. I think it's, can't remember, I don't know if Duck's gonna fill time after all, or if it's just gonna be Raikou with SMZ3 to finish it out. Oh, we did it. Alright, Gear Force. Yeah, thank you all for watching, and yeah, see you next mission.